The San Diego Unified School District welcomed thousands of students back last week. Joining us now to give us an update on how some of the new policies are going is the Vice President of the San Diego Unified School Board, Richard Barrera. Good evening, Richard. Welcome back to KUSI.
Thank you, Teresa. Great to be back.
Yes. You guys kicked off back to school on the 11th.
We are. We're just about at the end of our second week of school, which is crazy. It's 3 weeks in before Labor Day. So
many new policies as well. I want to get to that as far as the new cell phone policy. But first, we want to start with what's most relevant right now with these ICE operations. It seems like every day our news station is covering detentions and arrests within the schools in San Diego County. We were talking about Oceanside, Chula Vista, Encinitas, even Linda Vista. What is going on?
Well, what's going on is, for years and years, ICE and Department of Homeland Security declared schools as safe havens, that there were not going to be immigration actions, in the vicinity of schools. And the Trump administration lifted that decision right away. And now we're seeing escalation. And what it means is, our school district, many school districts have policies that immigration officials cannot come onto school campuses without a judicial warrant. But what about parents who are dropping off or picking up their students right at near school? And that's where we've seen, these immigration actions that have, masked agents coming and pulling parents out of cars and taking them away and separating them from their children. It's just, it's absurd, and it just creates fear and anxiety throughout the community.
We've been watching those videos, as you had mentioned, parents being pulled out of their cars, and we understand that many of those who are being detained and arrested, they may have immigration violations, but it's the place and the time. And as you mentioned as well, it is so traumatic for these families and the kids, and not even people who are even tied to the school, but just the community watching.
Of course. It creates tremendous anxiety with everybody in the community, and especially, families of students. And, what we've seen in this escalation over the past several months is actually random apprehensions of people based on how they look, the languages that they speak. So it is not the case, that ICE is targeting, and it's certainly not the case. We're talking about parents of our students. In the case of Los Angeles Unified, it was a student. These are not criminals. These are not people who are threats to, the community. In fact, these are contributors to our community. And the fact that, ICE is targeting them and then spreading fear and anxiety among everybody else is just wrong, and it has to stop.
I wish we had more time to discuss that, but quickly before we go, how is the new cell phone policy going?
Yeah, no, we've been hearing good things. We anticipate that this first, few weeks, first month or so, that, we'll see some, challenges for students. But actually, we haven't, been hearing about that. And we know that, once students get used to this, they love it. It's really for some, of our youngest students, this is the first time in their life that they've had a break from their cell phones, for a good period of time. They get out, they get to know each other, they make friends, they're more focused at school. So
that's wonderful news.
Yeah, we think it's a really important change for our kids.
We appreciate you being here, Richard Barrera, to give us an update on what's going on with the new policies, what's happening with, the ICE immigration and everything that's going on. Also the phone policy.
The phone policy,
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Of course.